The iPhone has been a boon to AT&T's brand, but network congestion has caused a customer backlash. Bloomberg BusinessWeek looked into AT&T's iProblem. It's in the issue out today. We're joined now by the magazine's editor, Josh Tyrangiel. Josh, this seems to be a case of be careful what you wish for from AT&T's standpoint, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, we all hailed this as a strategic masterstroke when AT&T locked up the exclusive contract to be the iPhone service provider. And, you know, Steve Jobs himself said, well, maybe we'll sell about 1 million devices in the first year. They sold 10 million. They're now at 44 million. And it's not just that there are a ton of devices out there. It's that the users gulp data. And so the phone is designed to be so smart. All these apps come along, and they gulp data. And so no network, even the best of networks with billions and billions more in spending, could actually handle it. AT&T hasn't exactly handled it perfectly, though. I mean, when your consumers are in revolt, there are lots of ways to go. One is not to sort of at first be chilly, for instance. And I think that they're learning as they go that they've got an issue here. It's a great asset. The iPhone is a terrific asset. It's terrific for branding. It's terrific for profits. But it can be an albatross in some ways if you're not careful about how you deal with your customers.
As the story points out, AT&T, to a certain degree, is kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. If they increase the spending on their network to try and handle more data, it reduces the value of the iPhone customer to the point where if you raise it sixfold, the iPhone customer value is zero.
Exactly. And they've got shareholders. I mean, the shareholders want that dividend, and they want their profits. And AT&T has all these customers who are spending a lot of money. And for $150 a month, you expect a certain level of service. You know, they also have a very specific kind of customer. Young, media savvy, knows how to embarrass you if you're not careful.
So what's the Verizon factor here?
Well, Verizon is sitting over there just blowing kisses at all the all the iPhone customers saying, soon enough, my friends, soon enough, we can be with you. And AT&T may very well benefit if some of that traffic moves over to the Verizon network, and then Verizon has some of the same problems.
That's the cover story on Bloomberg BusinessWeek. I had the privilege of reading it by virtue of the fact that I work here at Bloomberg, but everybody else should pick it up. Let's talk about another story in the issue. Darrell Issa. Yeah. He's become a big figure in Congress. As you call him, what, Geithner's tormentor?
He is Geithner's tormentor. Issa's having a moment. He's a guy who's been around politics for at least a decade. He is the richest member of Congress, which I think a lot of people are surprised to find out. He founded the car alarm company that makes the Viper alarm, and it is his voice when your car goes off that says, step away from the car. And Issa's, you know, he's a very shrewd politician, very smart, and he's stepped into this kind of populist mode where he's going after the Obama administration with calls for clarity, with calls for you know, explanation of the policies of the bailout. And he's, you know, he's very, very smart about this stuff.
One more thing I want to talk about, a withering critique of the new TV show Undercover Boss.
Yes. So we got Walter Kern, who is a novelist who wrote Up in the Air, among other things, to look at Undercover Boss. And Walter, you know, Walter makes a very shrewd point, which is that if The Apprentice was really the show of, you know, the rip-roaring early aughts, you know, it basically said that abuse of power is how you get more power. Here, it's about humbling of the CEO, and the CEO in this case is from Waste Management. He goes on the line. It's very difficult for him to keep up with the recycling. At the same time, it's reality TV, and the phoniness of the setup he finds a little bit crass, I would say.
All right, it's all in this week's issue of Bloomberg BusinessWeek. Josh, thanks very much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Josh Tyrangiel, the editor of Bloomberg BusinessWeek. Love to have him on.